my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday night. Monday night. Better than Friday night. I can tell you that right now. Monday Night Raw in Glasgow, Scotland. Round 2 for John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Bron Breakker versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship, and it's looking like multi-man mania. Oh my goodness. Rhea Ripley, not Charlotte, I got the wrong show. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky. We're not there yet, but WWE's taking a little bit of time to get us there. Jimmy and Jay Uso team up tonight. El Grande, Americano. He was in action tonight. And we're going to talk some Gunther, man. What Gunther needs to do next week on Monday Night Raw after what we got tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought tonight was a very good show. We're going to get into it tonight on this happy hour edition. And when I get to the venue, I want to know on this Monday night, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw Post Show for March 24th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Monday evening. Wherever you may be, it is happy hour once again here on Monday night. We got one more of these to get through, thank God. Next week, they will be at the O2 Arena in London, England. And hopefully that will be the last for a little bit of these international shows, especially on the road to WrestleMania. I thought tonight was a lot better than what we got on Friday. Friday was such a lazy, unenthusiastic effort by WWE. And I think everybody's starting to feel that WrestleMania fatigue. And we're not even at WrestleMania yet. The storylines aren't hitting. Logic gaps thrown in on several of the stories that are happening right now across WWE television. Not much excitement going around. Tonight, I thought they did a much better job than they did on Friday. And I hope that with the remaining 3 weeks we have left to go, that WWE starts to throw several logs onto that fire. Tonight was round 2 between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Last week was the first time that they met face-to-face since John Cena turned heel at the Elimination Chamber, aligning himself with The Rock, selling his soul. After winning the Chamber, going heel in one of the most shocking moments in WWE history. Last week, John Cena cut one hell of a promo. Everybody was looking to see how he would follow up on what he said last week. Last week, he hit a home run. There were things that he left out. There were things that he left out that I'm sure John Cena knows he has to touch upon. But there were things that he left out and basically gave us the real reason why he did what he did. And I thought he explained it excellent. Basically turning everything around on the fans. He did not come out to new theme music. He did not come out to the audience last week wearing new ring gear. He wasn't the cool Hollywood Hogan heel that everybody thought he was going to be. He was basically angry John Cena, who for the last 25 years had to listen to the fans, and he threw it right back at them with all the years of disrespect that he had to eat up over his 20-plus years, and he shot it right back at them. I thought what he did was excellent. The only thing that I had a problem with, selfishly, but he turned it around and made it all about us and why he did what he did, which was great, because we're still all saying the same thing. I do kind of feel disappointed that he didn't come out to a new look and new theme music. But John Cena's going all in. He's going all in on the heel turn. He's basically turning his back on everybody that ever supported him, including the children, which is just the added cherry on top of the cake, which is great. He did not mention last week why he is chasing number 17 and why it's so important to him. He did not mention that last week. This week, we got it. He did mention number 17. He did put a big spotlight on number 17 tonight. He didn't mention it last week, but he mentioned it tonight. Last week, he didn't mention The Rock. I said as much last week. Explanation was there. He didn't say anything about 17 or The Rock. Tonight, we got 17. We didn't get The Rock. Next week is John Cena's last appearance for I don't know how long. I don't know if he has any more dates on the road to WrestleMania. I don't know if it is the last time we will see John Cena before WrestleMania. That could certainly open the door for The Rock to come on in and fill the gap of John Cena not being there as they build this partnership over the last 3 weeks without John Cena there. He mentioned 17. He didn't mention The Rock. I'm hoping next week we get some sort of explanation as to why he aligned himself with The Rock and why he sold his soul and did what he did to Cody Rhodes. That's a big glaring omission from the overall story that we got coming out of the Elimination Chamber on March 1st. But again, what I thought John Cena did tonight was great. And this is exactly the John Cena we need going into WrestleMania. We will definitely talk about what happened in the promo, what he said in the promo, what Cody said in the promo, how Cody was presented again tonight. Compared to last year, he's looking a lot stronger as a babyface than he was last year. Another thing about Cody and Cena that I'm sure you guys are smart enough to pick up on, because I immediately picked up on it and I took to Twitter to mention as such. John Cena has not verbally got into a one-on-one with Cody Rhodes since he's been back. I don't know if that's been done by design, because WWE knows John Cena will basically eviscerate Cody Rhodes on the microphone, and they don't want their champion babyface going into WrestleMania looking less than. They don't want him looking weak. Or maybe it's just by design, because everything that has happened to John Cena over the last 2 weeks, he's basically storing in his mind that he's going to come out swinging next week. And maybe next week we get the verbal one-on-one back and forth between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. But there has not been one instance so far in both of these meetings where John Cena has verbally retaliated against Cody Rhodes. John Cena speaking to us. Cody Rhodes coming out and having a problem with what John Cena is saying about not only him, but to us as well. John Cena has never said anything to Cody Rhodes directly. I wonder what's going on there. It's clear as day as to why or what they're doing. I just want to know why we haven't gotten that. That one-on-one, back and forth, face-to-face, promo to promo. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. And this is the only thing right now, honestly, that feels like a WrestleMania mega match in both what's going to happen in the ring and what we are being presented with. There are some WrestleMania caliber matches on this show already, but the stories are lacking. I can't even say the same about CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. I can't say that is the truth. I can't say that is the case right now. On paper, it looks like a WrestleMania match. On paper, it is a WrestleMania match. But in execution, in story, it's not. CM Punk tried to do the best that he could tonight without Rollins and Reigns being there. And even poked fun that, yeah, he'll be showing up in England on Friday night to confront both of them. The crowd booed. And he even said as much. Why are you booing? Are you booing because they are not here and you wanted this contract signing that we're going to do on Friday to happen tonight? Yeah, me too. I wanted it to happen here tonight too. I wanted them here tonight. I get it. But John Cena and Cody Rhodes are the only thing right now that's feeling WrestleMania worthy. I said as much on Friday with Punk, Reigns, and Rollins. We'll get into that as well tonight because Punk was on the show. And he did whatever he could to salvage what I thought was an absolutely terrible segment on Friday. Just I didn't really understand where they were going or what they were going for. Roman Reigns angry at CM Punk because he eliminated him in the Royal Rumble. Boo-hoo. Cry me fucking crocodile tears, bro. It's the Royal Rumble. It's every man for himself. Roman Reigns has been doing this for how long now? It's not his first rodeo in the Royal Rumble. I'm upset at you because you eliminated me in the Royal Rumble. Okay, bitch, I just helped you win at War Games over your family who took everything from you. I don't give a shit if I eliminated you or not, or if you're angry with me eliminating you or not. That's not a reason to be angry at somebody. It's within the rules of the match. He should be angry at Seth Rollins for what he did to him after the match. They were both eliminated at the same time, and Rollins took his anger out on Reigns. Punk is just speaking his truth. The truth. We'll go over that again tonight. Punk was in the building. Gunther and Jay Uso. Tonight was the first time in weeks that I finally got a sense of, all right, I can start getting behind this again, man. The healing process has begun. WWE had Jay Uso and a mystery partner against A-Town Down Under. Tag team match. That tag team partner, that mystery partner ended up being Jimmy Uso, Big Jim. It's great to see the Usos back together. Probably the best tag team of the modern era in WWE. WWE will have you believe that they are the greatest tag team of all time. They are not. They certainly are not. Top 10, but not the greatest tag team of all time. There has been something missing with Big Jim on his own and Jey Uso, Main Event Jey Uso, on his own. Tonight was the first time in months that I finally got a sense of the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, on the same wavelength, on the same page. They finally looked good, away from all the noise and all the nonsense and all the fucking yeets and all the chants and all the sing-alongs. They got back to doing what brought them to the discussion of being one of the best tag teams in the history of the business. And they worked great tonight together. They're better together. I think this is very much well known in the community. Jey Uso's great. I don't get the Jey Uso hate. I find it to be fucking weirdo behavior. I do. I also find the Gunther hate weirdo behavior. I don't know who the fuck these people are, but you're a bunch of fucking idiots. Demented. Go seek help. The Jey Uso hate is just as strange. I don't really understand it. People vehemently want to see this man fail. He's a pro wrestling character on television. I don't really understand the personal hatred and vendetta against Jey Uso. But tonight, WWE had them on the same page. Tonight, they looked good together instead of being mediocre away from each other. And WWE, if you don't think they're paying attention to what we're saying here or what we're saying online, WWE is a company that normally, especially with this administration, has their finger on the pulse. Jey Uso did something tonight that a lot of people are going to glaze over and say, hey man, another botch by Main Event Jey Uso. I think it's time we get Gunther trending for him to win and retain the championship. WWE is taking all of your knocks and memes on Jey Uso and turning them into a storyline. So we'll talk about that as well. Penta, IC title match against Bron Breakker. The ladies, Raquel Rodriguez and Lyra, IC title match. Also, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky. Not yet official, but WWE is stretching this as far as they can with a major match next week in London with a very special stipulation. We'll talk about that and so much more tonight right here on Off the Script. I thank you guys for joining me here on the podcast. It's happy hour, man. It's happy hour here on a Monday night. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all of the live streams on the channel, man. If you missed anything last week, we were live all week. Go check that stuff out. Second channel is rocking and rolling, man. We're on our way to 11,000 subscribers. Apparently, I keep upsetting some people with my pro wrestling opinion. Some of you are weirdly obsessed with me, and it's fucking scary, man. It is fucking scary. Whether it's the Monet crew or some fucking faceless troll online, it's fucking weirdo behavior, man. That honestly is. Second channel is rocking and rolling, man. Our last two uploads did almost 50,000 views. Collectively, go check that out. Tuesday Night Titans will be live tomorrow night. The Solid Monster and I, episode 88. Wrapping up your week. Hottest topics in the community we'll discuss tomorrow night. It's always a great listen. Love Jason. We're live on X. Shout out to my peoples on X. We're live on Twitch. Shout out to my OTS family on the Purple Snake. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes tonight on the Monday Night Raw Post. Super Chats is a great way to support the show. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. My Grande Americano mask is ordered. We will be wearing Grande Americano when it does arrive, which apparently will not be until the end of June. I don't know what's taking WWE so long to print these masks, but that is what they shot back to me via email. The Penta mask should be on its way, hopefully in May. So for everybody that donated for those special streams, they are coming. And make sure you guys leave a comment down below if you made it this far in the stream. All your comments, questions, concerns, everything down below helps towards the algorithm. And tonight we're sponsored by Blue Chew, BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys use that code JD for your free sample. Once again, we start with John Cena. John Cena once again opens the show. He's in and out. Starts the show, hops on the private jet, and off to wherever he has to be. There was no Corey Graves this week. It was Pat McAfee returning to the play-by-play color commentary position. I miss Corey Graves. I was hoping that Pat McAfee may take the next several weeks off until we get back to the States, but there he was wearing a Scottish kilt. Dressed the part tonight on commentary. John Cena. He enters and is loudly booed. Fans are loving to hate John Cena. John Cena is out there with a microphone. He knew the crowd was ready to do their worst because he turned the spotlight now on them. They knew that he could pick them out individually and rip them all to shreds. No one was safe. Not even the clueless kid from last week that WWE plastered all over their social media. He even ran him down again this week. John Cena hates the kids, man. John Cena's Fuck the Kids campaign continues. His poor, pathetic face was everywhere, says John Cena, of this innocent child who was conveniently wearing John Cena merchandise from head to toe. WWE even posted it, and the fans all rallied behind it and loved it. The crowd loudly chanted, "Fuck you, Cena." I don't know why we need to censor a good old-fashioned "fuck you, Cena" chant, but we got a couple of them escape WWE's censorship. I quite enjoy it. John Cena would tell the truth, while the best idea for the fans was to use profanity. They memed a defenseless kid getting destroyed, so we didn't need to single out anyone tonight because they were all horrible people. They would all pay for the abuse that they have put him through. He listened to their lies, and he listened to all of their noise for 25 years. He didn't waste time being mean like them. He paid attention. Crowd then starts a "shut the fuck up" chant, some of which also made it past WWE censors. But they ultimately bleeped that one out as well. That one, there was a little bit more leniency on it. He says he has been learning from the fans and testing them all this time. They told him everything about themselves. And John Cena says, "I know everything about you guys more than you know about yourselves." Their lives were sad. This was the best it would get for all of the ticket holders in attendance. But they have been nothing but an experiment to him. Like rats in a cage. Pick out any moment in his career, and he could tell them what he learned about them. When he bled, they thought he was tough. When he spoke, they were inspired. When he was edgy, they were excited. When he was vanilla, they were bored. When he spoke in rhymes, they said, "What?" And they obviously did chant "what" because you give the opportunity to a wrestling crowd to chant "what," and you egg them on by starting it first, they're going to take the bait every single time. They would always tell him everything about themselves because they wanted so desperately to matter. The most important thing that they told John Cena was in April of 2005, when he gave them the WWE spinner Championship title. They ate him alive for it. He turned their belt into a toy, and they didn't like any of that because the championship wasn't a toy. He disrespected tradition. That was the biggest mistake that they made. They told him what meant most to them. And now that he knew that, he was going to take this opportunity to ruin professional wrestling. He was going to ruin wrestling for every fan, every wrestler, for everyone. At WrestleMania, he would make history by winning a 17th championship. He would force them to forget about the fun machine, Ric Flair. And they would forever say the name of John Cena. Even worse, he would win the title, the center of every superstar and fan in this business, and the center of every fan in this building's universe. And he would retire with it. I am taking it home with me. That line stuck out to me and really made me think about what WWE potentially could have planned. I mean, that was the one thing that stood out of everything John Cena said. He was leaving them to make a brand new toy belt because the real one was coming home with him. I will be the last real champion in WWE. Revenge is best served cold. And I pay you back by ripping your heart out and forcing you to watch as I just walk away with your memories, with your traditions, and with your dreams. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. John Cena is really taking the animosity that he has for the fans and is just amping it up to like level 12. I know a lot of people are like, this is what should have happened back 10 years ago, 11 years ago. This is what the promo should have been. That would have been the perfect time frame to do it. I think everybody in this room right now with me wanted to see John Cena turn heel back when it was the right time to do it. Obviously, we know why it wasn't done. We cannot go back and change history. But I do feel that not only did it need to happen, at least for a little bit in his final year, it's happening at the right time. That was the best time. But there's nobody listening to me right now that can tell me that it shouldn't be happening now because the match with Cody Rhodes absolutely needs John Cena as a heel. No doubt about it. So whether it was supposed to happen then, should have happened then instead of happening now, that is all a moot point. It's happened and it's needed. That's all that matters to me. Cody Rhodes came out. He's out there. Fans sang his song. They did the European, oh, Cody Rhodes. Oh, Cody Rhodes. I love that. It's great. He obviously just stands there and just takes it all in because he doesn't get that. He doesn't get that here in the States, you know. Fans sang his name. Cody told Cena he couldn't take the belt away from the fans without taking it away from him first. So whatever you said doesn't even make sense. I'm the one holding it, not them. Rhodes could see that Cena was being sincere. Cena was angry and dangerous, but he made a massive mistake. The mistake was not that Cena hit him with the belt in Toronto. It was saying what he just said to these fans. Rhodes said Cena should know how hard he had to fight just to hold this belt one time, not 16 other times. Cena thought the timeline of professional wrestling hung in the balance because of his vanity. Rhodes laid the belt down in between them as a line in the sand, theoretically. And he told Cena, why don't you try taking this from me right now? Cena acted very calmly in that moment. He raised his fingers, looked at his fingers, and he started blowing on his fingers like he was getting ready for a fist fight. He eventually clenched his fist and he got into a fighting stance. Then he stood up and he backed away. Cena acted and then backed away and he left the ring. Rhodes, his shirt unbuttoned, his suit jacket all disheveled, looking for a fight. Rhodes told Cena that his psychotic need to take the belt did not outweigh Cody and the fans' need to keep it. The champ was standing in the middle of the ring while Cena walked away empty-handed. That is how Cena would walk away at WrestleMania, and that is how I will make you walk away from WWE. And that was the last thing that we heard tonight. We didn't see either one of them again. I did have some problems with the promo last week. I thought what John Cena said was perfect. It worked. But it was not the perfect promo. He did not mention The Rock's involvement here, the inclusion of The Rock, why he sold his soul. He did not express anything in regards to The Rock. He did not mention number 17 last week. I even will say that John Cena and what he did to Cody Rhodes, I don't want to say I made an excuse for Cody, but Cody did say that he was open and willing to listen to John Cena without taking it to the next level. He wanted to hear him out first. He did give you a reason as to why he didn't attack last week, which he had every right to, because any normal man would go through what he went through on March 1st and then come out all guns blazing the first chance you get to see John Cena, which did not happen. I don't know why they did not throw down. I don't know why they didn't act accordingly to at least cover up that plot hole. Adam Pearce being out there, a couple of security guards being out there just so that they don't get into a fist fight. But Cody did say he wanted to hear John Cena out first. This week, it brought him a little closer to wanting to throw down and wanting to fight. Seems like we're going in increments, incremental stages here. Last week, he wanted to hear him out. This week, he wanted to fight. Maybe next week, we actually do get them fighting. Knowing that John Cena is not going to be on the television show for a few weeks. We don't even know if he's going to be on the television show anymore until WrestleMania. Those were some of the problems I had with last week's promo. This week, he did mention number 17, which I'm glad. He mentioned number 17, and he mentioned that he's going to take that record from Ric Flair. He did say he was going to ruin pro wrestling. And I love the fact that he said that, because they ruined everything for him with their attitude and their hatred. The most important thing that they told him was in April 2005 when he gave them the WWE spinner belt. They ate him alive for it. He turned their belt into a toy. And they didn't like any of that because the championship wasn't a toy. They felt like he disrespected tradition. That was the biggest mistake they made. They told him what meant most to them. They didn't give a fuck about John Cena being the champion. They gave a fuck about how the championship looked. John Cena is nailing every single thing that he's said 2 weeks into him being a heel. He's going to take the WWE Championship and once again ruin wrestling. That's all you need. Is it important to him? Yes, it is. He didn't need to say how important it was to him. He mentioned he's going to break Ric Flair's record so we don't have to hear the name Ric Flair anymore. John Cena is going to be immortalized by number 17. He knows that. It's not the reason why he wants to win it, though. That's secondary. John Cena is using this as a vehicle to get back at us. And he had a month and a year in which all of it sat with him for 19 years. You looked at me as I brought out the spinner belt as the WWE champion. You didn't give a fuck about me. All you cared about was how the championship looked. But here I am as your champion. He's going to ruin wrestling for everybody again. Cody Rhodes This week he wanted to fight. John Cena just left him hanging. I don't know why there hasn't been a verbal throwdown between Cena and Cody Rhodes. Are WWE waiting on something? Are they waiting for the company to get back to the States for them to do it here? Does it involve The Rock? Is anyone going to back up Cody? What are they waiting for? Are they fearful that John Cena may verbally eviscerate Cody Rhodes to a point where it's going to make him look bad and they're not having John Cena say anything until we get to WrestleMania? I don't really know. I could see people making a big deal about that because they're anticipating a war of words between both of them back and forth, like some presidential debate. I get it. You have every reason to anticipate that because that's what we've been conditioned to get. I do think we get that. I do. It's going to be one time only, though. I also did mention last week that I'm hoping we get another Cody being beat up in front of his tour bus situation like we did last year in the rain by The Rock. I don't know where or when that comes this year, but I have a feeling we may get something that really kind of tips the scale as far as the intensity aspect. But I do think John Cena here, again, came out swinging, hit all the points that he needed to, and with 3.5 weeks left to go, 26 days till WrestleMania, they are giving this to you in drips. Like I'm watching my fucking espresso just pour out of my machine. They're giving it to you in drips. Like you playing Call of Duty and they slowly drip content several weeks at a time. They're not giving it to you all away at once. Otherwise, you'll beat the game and beat the season and end the season pass, and then there'll be nothing to grind for. WWE is giving it to you in drips so that you get 1 week with a lot of substance, the next week with a lot of substance, the next week with a lot of substance, and you have something to look forward to every single week that Cody and John Cena are on television. Otherwise, if they give it all away now, there'll be nothing to discuss and dissect when we get to his last appearance, because he will have said it all already. This is the only thing right now that feels WrestleMania worthy to me. As far as superstars in this match, what they're going to deliver, and as far as the story. Do we want to see Dwayne? Yes. I hope we see The Rock one more time. That's the only thing he hasn't really discussed. It's a pretty big fucking deal. You got to discuss it. Why did you align yourself with The Rock? What was the throat slash for? Was there a deal made? Did you sell your soul? What is The Rock promising you? Are we going to see him? What was discussed? Something's got to be said. But I thought what John Cena said here tonight as far as number 17 was fantastic. He's using it as a vehicle to ruin pro wrestling for everybody once again because he saw through everybody the first time. He won the WWE Championship and they did not give a shit about him. They only cared about what he did with the championship. Those are feelings that John Cena has harbored for 20 years. And to use that as a vehicle to once again ruin pro wrestling for today's generation, I love that. I think that's fucking great. Nobody is in tune with what they did for 25 years more than John Cena. It's the reason why they call him the GOAT. This was great. Cody's great. And as far as Cody, he's being presented a lot differently than he was last year. Last year, he was treated like a bitch. He got cucked out. I mean, he was made to look like a third fucking wheel to Roman and The Rock. Seth Rollins didn't look any better, but Cody was just cucked, man. He looked weak. He eventually got the job done, overcame the bloodline and the final boss, won the championship, finished his story, honored his father. Great story. One of the best moments ever. This year, he's brought his big boy pants. And he's gotten in the face of John Cena. He's not letting even John Cena throw him around and verbally get to him. He knows who he is. He knows how important the fans are to him. He knows how important the championship is. He knows how big this match is, and he's seeking revenge. Right now, John Cena has not been able to get to Cody. And John Cena has not cucked out Cody Rhodes. He looks a lot better this year than he did last year. I'm just waiting for that downfall to happen at least once on the road to WrestleMania. That swings the pendulum to John Cena and not Cody Rhodes. Moving on. Jimmy Uso, the mystery partner to Jay Uso. Tag team match. The Usos are back together against A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This went 10 minutes. This wasn't bad. When the Usos are together in tag team action, this is when they operate at their best. I'll get to that in a second. Jay Uso, he came out alone and he was quickly joined by Jimmy in the aisle, and they were both yeeting along to Jay Uso's theme music. Now, social media had started rumor and speculation that it could be Joe Hendry. That did not make any sense for the story, but it would have been a great pop in Scotland. Thank God it wasn't Joe Hendry. I'd much rather it be Jimmy Uso, who right now doesn't have a real road to WrestleMania. If he can add anything to make the Jay Gunther storyline a little bit more personal, then I think that's the best role for Jimmy to be playing on the road to WrestleMania. So with them teaming up here tonight, A-Town starts getting some heat on Jimmy. Theory makes a blind tag, took him out with a running forearm. We go into a commercial break. It was quite nice for the first hour. I almost felt like I was watching a commercial-free episode of Monday Night Raw. For the first hour, I got the international feed here in the United States. I was not using my Express VPN for this show. I got 0 commercials during the first hour of this show, which was great. I could see why you guys love using a VPN even on Monday night. You get the Canadian feed. Tonight we got the international feed, at least for the first hour. It was great. Then they went back after the first hour and gave us the U.S. feed as almost they realized they realized what they did. So after the break, Waller rolled into the ring and into a Samoan drop by Big Jim. So from that, Jay tags in. A-Town Down Under teamed up on him. 2-on-1. Jimmy tags back in, blind tag. They hit Waller, does the Usos with the Ali Uso, is what Pat McAfee called it. Quite like that. Jimmy hoisted up Waller into a spear before Jay, or by Jay, for Jay to hit the spear. And then the Usos hit Theory with the 1D for the 1, 2, 3. Not much to this. Very academic tag team match here to open the show, but it was all about Jimmy teaming with Jay and getting Jay back on track. Now, I'll get to why Jay and Jimmy teamed tonight and what happened here in a second. Gunther knocked Jimmy off the top rope as he started to celebrate the victory over A-Town Down Under. Jay super kicked Gunther and set up for the spear. He's in the corner. He comes rushing out of the corner, and he slips and hits face first. He went for the spear anyway. As soon as he got back up and Gunther tackled him down, Gunther started hammering away with elbows. Jimmy ran him off with a steel chair, but Gunther was all smiles because of what happened to Jay Uso in the ring. Everybody made a big deal about last week's botch. I mean, they were calling it AJ Francis-esque. The dive over the top rope. Now, anybody watching the show last week clearly saw that Jay botched. And botched bad. I mean, it was all over social media to a point where you had absolute bizarre individuals who have this weird hate fetish for Jay Uso, starting Gunther hashtags for him to retain the championship at WrestleMania. Fine. I'm a big Gunther guy. I would not mind if Gunther retained the championship, but that's not going to happen. Jay botched. Jay looked like shit last week. I mean, one of the top comments in the comment section on YouTube when WWE uploaded the clip of the Theory and Jay Uso match that literally lasted 9 seconds, one of the top comments read, "This is the first time where the loser looked better than the winner." I don't blame that guy at all for thinking that way. Jay looked fucking terrible last week. I don't know what's going on, but he did not look good. And the botch did not help his cause. Forward to this week, we get this botch. Or what I thought was a botch. I even said on social media as soon as it happened, I pray to God that this was deliberate. I pray to God that this was planned. Because if this was not, and Jay botched again, he's never going to let this down. And then you and me and everybody else are going to seriously start questioning why he is in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania when he is absolutely not coming off as a main event caliber guy. I am here to tell you that this was a deliberate thing. This was all planned. The trip, the slip, the mistimed spear was all part of the show. There's nothing to be alarmed by. WWE is doing this as a way to silence what happened last week. They knew Jay botched. They knew Jay botched bad. But WWE is not going to let their next WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Main Event Jey Uso, the biggest merch seller in the entire company, probably behind Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Probably top 2, top 3. They are not going to let the IWC, Triple H is not going to let the internet wrestling community ruin what they want to be a star-making performance at WrestleMania. They don't give a fuck what you think. So WWE is going to do everything to make those people look stupid. So what they did here tonight is make you think that what you saw last week was supposed to happen by the actions that they had Jey Uso go out there and do this week. Because I thought it was a botch again, too, until we got the segment later on in the show where clearly it was like, oh, all right, I get why they did what they did tonight. But WWE is looking to silence all the hate. They are. They want you to think what happened last week was intentional. And they had something happen this week that was almost the same thing. It looked very believable. And they are turning it now into story. See, that's what a writing team or a creative department does. They work while a bunch of shit is being flung at them 1,000 miles an hour. How do we navigate through this? It's like they're playing a fucking old school Atari game and they're trying to fucking dodge, bob, and weave from all the incoming projectiles. That's exactly what WWE is trying to do here. They turned whatever you were upset about last week into a fucking angle now. Jey Uso is not as confident as he thought he was. Jey Uso is letting all of the hate and all of the doubt get to him to a point where he is in no condition to even wrestle Gunther at this stage at WrestleMania. And now his brother's involved. His best friend, who's going to snap some sense into him. That's why Jimmy was the partner tonight. That's why it wasn't some mystery guy from TNA or a mystery guy from NXT. It was Jimmy Uso because Jimmy Uso fits the story that they are telling better than anybody with Jay right now. You are absolutely warranted to hate everything that WWE's done with Jey Uso and Gunther up until this point because I've been very vocal about it. It has been fucking garbage. It has not been WrestleMania worthy. It's not. It's almost been. It almost reminds me of how Tony Khan books Forbidden Door. Just as bad as that. Same shit every fucking week. There's no emotion. There's no story there. Just fucking random attacks and a match happening at WrestleMania, hidden behind world title. But now they're turning it into a story. Do I think it's too little too late? I do think WWE and the amount of time that they had was working against them. I do think that they ran out of ideas and didn't know what to do. I do think that the mistake last week was a fucking blessing in disguise because it finally gave them some momentum and it finally set off a light bulb in their fucking head to say, hey, man, we got something here. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because they didn't have nothing before this. Now they got something based off a fucking botch, based off something that made their challenger look bad. But now they finally got something. And Jimmy is going to now defend his brother and stick by his brother. The one guy that we all expected to defend his brother. They even scheduled a match last week, or next week rather, coming out of this week. It's going to be Big Jim, Jimmy Uso versus Gunther next week, one-on-one, because Jimmy asked for it. He slapped the fucking taste out of Gunther's mouth tonight. We all felt it watching it. It was fucking brutal. Gunther stood there. He did not go after Jimmy. He took it and he smiled. The smile should be everything that you want going into next week. If there isn't a bloodbath, if there isn't a crucifixion, a mugging, a mauling, if there isn't some great white shark attack on innocent seals next week in London, from Gunther to Jimmy Uso, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like, I'm talking about fucking absolute maiming him to a point where Jey finally fucking wakes up and says, I'm taking that fucking title and I'm going to kill you at WrestleMania. That's what needs to happen. There were a bunch of ideas thrown around. Jimmy, Rikishi, bring their father in and get him into the storyline. Beat the shit out of him. He can take it. They're going with Big Jim. Finally, WWE got back on track with Gunther and Jay Uso. I hope next week is the most devastating that we've seen Gunther. I hope next week he really brings forth what he meant. 10 weeks of hell for Jay Uso. Next week better be the most hellacious fucking week of the entire season for Jay Uso. There was a video package for El Grande Americano. They are labeling him as El Grande Americano, hailing from the Gulf of America. I'm sure there are people on social media who will now turn the other cheek because it's the Gulf of America and WWE called it as such and are upset that it's not the Gulf of Mexico. Go jump off a bridge and fucking try and find your way to shore, you fucking idiot. Nobody gives a fuck about bringing political ideas into a fucking storyline that is supposed to be comical. Fucking ridiculous. I already seen some people murmuring, oh, it's the Gulf of America. Of course it is, Triple H. Laugh. It's supposed to be funny. The video was a great concept. The only thing I didn't like about this is that everything was clearly AI generated. AI-generated content is fucking awful. I hate it. I use AI for keywords and ideas on titles or maybe a description of sorts for YouTube content. I use AI when I want to ask a question or find an answer to a question. Find out how many weeks NXT has beaten AEW Dynamite in the ratings after Tony Khan is now, in very petty fashion, thrown out that April 16th is when AEW Dynamite overtakes WCW Nitro as the longest running episodic show in Time Warner history. As if that's some sort of fucking celebration that needs to be celebrated. Or some sort of accolade that needs to be celebrated. Meanwhile, there have been 3 other shows that have outlasted WCW Nitro, and nobody made a big fucking deal about it. Those are the things I ask AI for. I asked AI about how many people AEW has lost since 2023. A whopping 32% in the overall viewership number, and a whopping 41% in the key demo, 18 to 49, from 2023. All you need to do is go ask Grok on X. That's what I use AI for. WWE used AI for this. AEW uses AI for their t-shirts because they're too fucking lazy to pay graphics artists. Once upon a time, I used to buy a lot of AEW merchandise because they look fucking cool. Now you got shit on shopaew.com that a fucking second grader could probably do better at. Those are the reasons why I hate AI. You could have paid somebody, a comic book fucking sketch or artist, to do something like this. Yet you got AI-generated slop. Same thing with AEW. AI could be used for good. But people are going to abuse AI to be fucking lazy. The idea about the Chad Gable Grande Americano vignette and his origins in Mexico were great. I just wish it was a little bit better executed. Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio were watching this with Adam Pearce. And Rey Mysterio said, "Pearce, are you fucking kidding me with this shit?" Apparently, Rey Mysterio feels that this person looked nothing like Chad Gable. Because it was AI generated. No shit. Gable showed up and said, No. That's not me. You are wrong. I am not Grande Americano. He was also sniffling and coughing and sneezing, and he had a doctor's note. So he wouldn't be able to compete tonight against Dragon Lee on Raw. Pearce said that the note, as he looked it over, was legit. Gable suggested that Dragon Lee face El Grande Americano instead, and Dragon Lee accepted. Ray looked at Gable and said, "You are a real jackass." I don't know where we're going with Grande Americano, but I hope it leads to something cool at WrestleMania. I don't even know where they're going with it. I pitched the idea for Grande Americano to team with the New Day against the LWO, but apparently the New Day want a tag team title match at WrestleMania. I don't even know if that's going to happen anymore. We may get Grande Americano versus Rey Fénix at WrestleMania. Honestly. Could be Grande Americano versus Malachi Black. Could be Grande Americano versus Rey Fénix. I don't know. Rey Fénix in this case, I guess, would make the most sense. Rey Mysterio goes out there and finds the world's greatest luchador. And apparently it's Penta's brother. I could see them doing something along those lines. I don't know if that tag team match with the LWO and the New Day is going to happen. I don't. Lyra Valkyria and Raquel Rodriguez. Women's Intercontinental Championship. 8 minutes. This was probably the best Raquel singles match that we've gotten since her return back. I will say that. Had a lot of negative things to say about Piper Niven and Zelina Vega, which apparently people fucking threw a gasket and a fit over on social media. I don't know why, because nobody wants to watch a Zelina Vega match for 15 fucking minutes. If you do, you should be put away somewhere. Lyra and Raquel went 9 minutes. This was the best Raquel Rodriguez singles match since she's come back. Lyra still has no momentum as champion. 0. I don't know what we're doing with Lyra. I don't even know if that title's going to be defended at WrestleMania. I don't even give a fuck at this point. I think the WWE has let the Intercontinental title and the United States title in the women's division down significantly. This wasn't bad, though. Rodriguez booted Lyra. I mean, this was brutal. Right to the chest. She went down like a fucking sack of potatoes, did Lyra Valkyria. Midair. We go into a commercial break. She hits a jackhammer off the ropes for a 2 count, which looked great. Lyra countered a suplex into a DDT. Morgan saw this as an opportunity to put Raquel's foot on the rope to break up the cover. Lyra dropkicked Morgan because she was upset that she interfered here. Countered Rodriguez's Tejana bomb into a victory roll for 1, 2, 3, and Lyra gets the victory. Still, Intercontinental Champion. I like Lyra. I do. I think Lyra's very good. I just think we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more spice on Lyra. I think she's very vanilla. I don't know what it is. I think it's the same thing that the Motor City Machine Guns are suffering from. This goody two shoes. We're gonna fight the best. We're here to accept all challengers, man. That's what I think it is, man. It's like this cheesy, goofy, fucking. I don't know what it is. I don't really know. It's got to be that. I like her. I want her to do good. She's got a good look. We just need a little bit more spice, a little bit more zest, some flair. Not the Charlotte kind. Nobody wants any of that. Morgan and Rodriguez attacked Lyra after the match. Bayley, who gave her a pep talk in the back, we didn't really hear anything. She was just there. It was like one of the moments where they were going to go right to a commercial, and they had Lyra backstage with Bayley. This was before her match. Morgan and Rodriguez attacked Lyra. Bayley was automatically running out there to save Lyra. She ran out. She cleared the ring with Lyra. Bayley gave Lyra her IC title, and they posed together. Are we getting a Bayley versus Lyra match soon? Didn't we get one of those already? I don't remember it being any good. New Day. They appeared on Raw 3 weeks ago. That was the last time we saw them, when they beat Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, which I thought was a great match. They ran down the locals before proclaiming that they would win the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Now, we haven't seen the War Raiders either. The last time we saw them was a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe, when they wrestled the Creeds. I don't know what's going on. I just feel like everybody is just like, we got this talent. Let's get them on the card. It doesn't even really matter. It's WrestleMania. The New Day should be in something substantial coming out of that fucking heel turn that we got back in November. I'm still waiting. They have not felt the same since then. It's only been this. Downwards for them. I think they fit the Gable LWO mix. I do. That's what I would do. But I'm not Paul Levesque, so I don't know. Jay Uso was sitting in one of the hallways, one of the stairwells backstage. He was joined by Jimmy. Jimmy wondered what was going on with Jay the last few weeks. He fucked up the dive. He says, listen, bro, you've been in that dive perfectly for 15 years, every week before last week. What happened? Jay is getting in his own head. Last week's dive became a meme and a joke, so they are absolutely taking everybody's jokes and hatred and engagement farming, and they're making it into a storyline. They're pretending like it was supposed to happen. Then he went out there tonight and slipped on a spear. If he kept going like this, he will not beat Gunther at WrestleMania. Jay interrupted and said, Oos, I know that. He says he couldn't beat Gunther, and Gunther was 3-0 against him. Jimmy said that this Jay could not beat Gunther. Well, if you're a fan on social media who's not liking what's going on right now, you also don't think Jay should beat Gunther. Jimmy hyped him up and said he needed to see the right-hand man, Jay Uso, the one who became Main Event Jey Uso, the one who won the Royal Rumble. That's the Us that I need. Jimmy found Gunther around the corner. I guess Gunther was eavesdropping. challenged him to a match on Raw next week at the O2 Arena in London. Gunther said sure and suggested he didn't slip and fall like his brother Jey did tonight. Jimmy slapped the shit out of Gunther right there, and Gunther did nothing about it but smirk. Bloodbath next week. Next week is when it needs to become personal. Women's World Title segment. Adam Pearce was in the ring with a contract in hand for Io Sky and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. He said Rhea Ripley signs her name on it too, but that does not mean she is getting a title shot at WrestleMania. Crowd booed. Everybody thought they were just going to add Rhea because she signs her name to the contract. Thankfully, that's not the case. Otherwise, I don't know where the other 20 women are backstage who didn't sign their name to that contract. Pearce says he's been trying to assign Ripley's title match, her rematch, for weeks. But in the meantime, Belair won the Elimination Chamber and earned the title match at WrestleMania. Ripley, meanwhile, only wanted the title rematch on her terms. He was about to make an announcement and was interrupted by the Women's World Champion, Io Sky. Io says she didn't care about contracts and was happy to take on both Belair and Rhea Ripley because she is the Women's World Champion. Gotta love Io. She's got a contracted match with one woman who won the Elimination Chamber, and she wants to give an opportunity to someone else, making it a triple threat match. Gotta love Io. She may be stupid, because that lessens her chance now to 33.3%, but you got to admire her toughness for wanting to wrestle two and not one. Belair comes out next. Very heelish is Bianca Belair lately, huh? I told you guys. As soon as John Cena turned heel, all gloves were off, man. There is no more excuses. There are no more excuses that you could use. John Cena went heel. I don't want to hear a fucking thing about, oh, we can't turn Bianca Belair heel. Yes, you can. John Cena went heel. You could absolutely turn Bianca Belair heel. She comes out. She's not about to let Rhea Ripley headbutt her way into this match because she did not earn it. Ripley interrupted. She said, honestly, with a microphone in hand, I don't give a damn about WrestleMania. She didn't care who she had to face to get her title back. Well, you wouldn't have lost your title if you were not acting like a child outside a couple of weeks ago. Rhea Ripley lost her championship because of Rhea Ripley, not because of anybody else. She let her feelings get to her. She wanted her rematch. Great. Pearce was annoyed because now suddenly she wants the rematch. Meanwhile, Adam Pearce says, well, for weeks I've been trying to get you your rematch, and you've been doing everything to fuck everything else up. Belair said Ripley has already waited 3 weeks. She can wait another 3 weeks when I beat Io, and then I can give you your rematch for the Women's World Championship. So Io, if you guys feel like Io is feeling like a third wheel, that is by design. Io was supposed to feel like a third wheel. Once again, Ripley and Belair argue amongst themselves like bickering sisters. Io tried to interject, and once again, she got facepalmed big time by Rhea Ripley, so hard that she fell down to her knees. Rhea Ripley shoved her so hard. Sky was about to jump on both of them, and Adam Pearce quickly intervened and stopped her from doing so. Pearce was pissed. He needed a drink, big time, and announced that Ripley would get her title rematch next week, one-on-one with Io Sky. The winner would face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley and Belair continued to argue. Io wiped Rhea Ripley out with a DDT. Crowd was booing Belair as she set up Io for the KOD. Io avoided it, gave Rhea Ripley a hurricanrana to the outside. However, Belair gave Io the KOD to the outside and threw Io on top of Rhea as the segments came to a close with Rhea Ripley and Io on the outside and Bianca Belair posing with the Women's World Championship. Later on in the show, Adam Pearce was confronted by Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair continued to say that it should be her and Io at WrestleMania. Adam Pearce made whatever he said tonight official. It's Io versus Rhea next week for the Women's World Championship. And Bianca Belair will be the special guest referee in London. They are stretching this one out. And we are getting another week. This was just another week to get us to the next week. And the next week, we're getting a championship match with a special guest referee. G-Chat, how is that one going to end? That's ending in a DQ. That's ending with Io walking away as the champion. You know, it's funny enough. I just watched last night while I was fucking passing out in bed. I watched Lex Luger versus Yokozuna for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 10 at Madison Square Garden with Mr. Perfect as the special guest referee. I could see things going awry in that match. Mr. Perfect, Luger had the fucking bionic elbow hit, and he went to cover Yokozuna, knocked him out. Mr. Perfect was preoccupied trying to get Mr. Fuji out of the ring and trying to get Jim Cornette out of the ring. Luger's like, motherfucker, will you make the cover? What are you worried about them for? I got this guy down. Make the cover. So Luger got so upset, he pushed Mr. Perfect and he rang the bell. And Mr. Perfect walked out of WrestleMania calling a DQ. I could see something like that going down. Yes, it was a terrible match. That match was terrible. It's funny, I just watched that, though. I'm not sure if that exact thing is going to happen. Probably not, but I could see something along those lines where Bianca and Rhea get so involved that Rhea stupidly puts her hands on Rhea and disqualifies her. Rhea never agreed to Bianca being the special guest referee. Adam Pearce is welcoming drama by this decision that he made, and I don't even think right now he realizes it. That's what's going to get us to the triple threat match. We're getting a triple threat match. Rhea Ripley's not missing WrestleMania. Dominic. He approached Penta backstage before Penta could say anything. Dominic told him to think about his offer. You are wrestling Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship. You could walk away with the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Think about my offer. So he's continuing to enlist Penta. I cannot see Penta in the Judgment Day. I cannot. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, they were out during the commercial break earlier in the show addressing the fans and running them down. They go visit Adam Pearce, and now they're demanding a world title shot against the War Raiders at WrestleMania. He said no. He wanted them to prove they earned a shot. They left. Against who? I don't even know what other tag teams are on Monday night besides the War Raiders and the Creeds and the LWO. They beat the LWO. What else they got to do? What else do they have to do? El Grande Americano. From the Gulf of America, he's being billed as. From the Gulf of America. He went one-on-one with Dragon Lee. This was probably the best match of the entire show. It's obviously Chad Gable in a wrestling mask, folks. This is Gable under a mask. Hits Dragon Lee with an exploder off the apron. We go into a commercial break. Chops back and forth. Dragon Lee comes back with a German suplex and a super kick to follow. Dragon Lee runs at Gable. Gable threw him overhead with a suplex into the corner. Crowd chanted, "Ole! Ole! 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 Ole!" It's European crowds, man. They love their old late chant. Dragon Lee avoided a moonsault. Hits a Liger bomb for a 2 count. Gable, he's upside down in the corner. Excuse me. Grande Americano is upside down in the corner. Dragon Lee sets up for a double foot stomp. Americano sat up and ripped Dragon Lee's mask off. Poor Dragon Lee had to cover his facial features. Dragon Lee frantically tried to cover his face. Gable applied the Grande Americano applied the ankle lock. Dragon Lee struggled for a moment. Couldn't get to the ropes because he covered his face. You know, he had no fucking arm usage here because he was basically covering his face. So he tapped out. This was good. Chad Gable, Grande Americano, billed from the Gulf of America, disrespecting Lucha Libre by ripping Dragon Lee's mask off. If this was contested in Mexico, this would have been a disqualification. But he wins a match. He wins a match studying the arts of Lucha Libre and does the one thing that is the most sacrilegious to do in Lucha Libre is rip off someone's mask. Outside John Cena and Cody Rhodes, this is the best thing going on right now heading into WrestleMania. Nothing else is even close. I love this. It's great. And his Lucha Libre theme. His Lucha theme is fucking hilarious. It's great. That's not his theme, though. That's the Lucha Lounge. Yes, his theme song is fucking comical. The IWC is going to cancel Gable? Fuck him. They're all soft snowflake pussies, man. There's nothing to cancel here. There's one thing to be upset about. The fucking vignette was all AI generated. Be upset with that. Don't be upset with comedy. It's supposed to make you laugh. Of course people are upset about it. What the fuck aren't they upset about? They've been upset with me all week for my pro wrestling opinion. Sorry, motherfucker, I ain't going nowhere, and I'm not changing my tune, man. You're going to keep getting what you're getting here on this channel. CM Punk. He comes on out. He's not in a good mood. It was hard to be pissed off when you enter to a reaction like the one in Glasgow tonight. He was tired. He was jet-lagged. He hasn't slept well in the last few days. But he blames mostly the uncertainty around his road to WrestleMania. He had a match at WrestleMania. But what I want, I'm not getting. Or am I? That's the one line that I took away from this entire promo. Or am I? Maybe that favor is going to come into play. He wanted to win the Rumble, but didn't. He needed to win the Chamber. But the more things changed, the more they stay the same. I work with children. I'm sure somewhere in AEW land, Dustin Rhodes, Dax Harwood, Ricochet, or some soft snowflake in the locker room is already penning a promo as a rebuttal for CM Punk because he said, I work with children. It's already bad enough that they got their fucking boss man going out on social media bragging that April 16th is the day in which they overtake WCW Nitro as the longest-running episodic show in Time Warner cable television history, as if that's some fucking reason to celebrate. Meanwhile, your ratings are down 32%, your demo's down 41% from just 2 years ago, and you've now been demoted to running concert halls and auditoriums instead of full-fledged arenas. Wow, man. No, but CM Punk is the problem. But CM Punk claiming that he works with children as a throwback to the promo he cut on Adam Page and the Young Bucks. No, we're going to get him back for that. Sure, someone there has already fucking written a promo for approval by Tony Khan. I'm getting my match at Mania, but what I want, I'm not getting. Or am I? He said Seth Rollins was the world champion he was the world champion of being a piss baby, and Rollins screwed him in the chamber. He's one of these children that Punk is mentioning. For Rollins and Reigns, it was clearly personal, but for him, it's just business. CM Punk says it's been business ever since he stepped foot back in the WWE. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. I'm here to headline WrestleMania. I'm here to get my fucking moment, my world championship. He's let you know that a year and a half ago. The two men who stood in his way from getting what he wanted have to go. Rollins has been crying since Punk returned because the shadow he cast over him belittled everything Rollins was about. Reigns seemed to be taking it personally because he realized his wise man wasn't just his wise man. Well, we could see through body language and some actions, but we didn't hear from Heyman or Reigns verbally in regards to this scenario. If Heyman is still Roman's wise man, if he's Punk's wise man, we got that back during that cinematic vignette leading into War Games where the favor was first revealed. I'm doing this for Roman, but Paul, you're going to owe me a favor. And Paul Heyman agreed. It would be business for Punk on SmackDown, too, because they were having a contract signing. Fans booed. Punk acknowledged it. He said, "Why are you booing? Do you guys want it to happen here in Glasgow, Scotland?" And they cheered. Punk said, "Yeah, me too. But they are not here. I am not. There's your problem." He wanted his hands on the contract to see if this match would get him closer to what he wanted or if it would just be another rug pull from the powers that be. Clearly, Punk wants a main event. Punk wants a main event. So I don't know what the line was earlier in the promo. I'm getting what I want, but I'm not really getting what I want, or am I? Clearly, he's not getting a world championship. He's talking about a main event spot at WrestleMania. Now, is it the main event? Is it labeled as such in the contract? It probably will not be. This will be the favor from Paul Heyman, potentially. There's only one of two things that this favor will be. One, Paul Heyman needs to dump Roman and be his wise man. I don't know if forever, but maybe for WrestleMania. Just the aspect of that, whether it's WrestleMania or beyond, is null and void. Be my wise man at WrestleMania. That's number one. Or number two, Paul Heyman uses whatever stroke he has with the powers that be, being that he's the wise man and does everything for Roman and has the power to do as much. Make this match the main event. Because you guys took this away from me and now I want mine. And that's my favor. Could very well be. I mean, he's alluded to it. He's teased it. So it very well could be that. Punk reminded Rollins and Reigns that they've never beaten him without the other's help. I brought you into this business. I cannot wait to be the man who takes you both out of it. I am the best in the world. This was infinitely more information that we got on Friday's promo when they were all in the building at the same time. In the ring at the same time. I do agree with some people criticizing the match. What's on the line? Are there stakes in the match? I don't know. Does the winner of this match become the number one contender for the World Championship? I don't know. Which World Championship? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be anything. I don't think there's going to be anything like that on the line. Punk wants a main event. He's going to ask Heyman to give him that favor and make it the main event. That seems to be the simplest road that we could take here. But man, that promo on Friday was fucking awful. That was, with all three of those guys, as great as they are, that was awful television. Another Pier 6 brawl, pull-apart brawl that WWE has just comically reused and recycled all over again every fucking time they try to create intrigue and drama. Enough of the fucking brawls, bro. Enough of the brawls. They're awful. There's only a pocket of people that make them even believable. You've done them so many fucking times. It's like AEW making everybody bleed 6 times a night. I am immune to them. They are not exciting anymore. They present nothing. That segment on Friday was so fucking disappointing. You got Roman Reigns out there. Acknowledge me, Bologna. The whole fucking show was riddled with Bologna. Acknowledge me. And then Rollins is out there and he's claiming that Punk is a cancer. Reigns is upset at Punk for eliminating him in the Royal Rumble. Really? That's what you are going with. This match makes sense because not only did he help me at War Games, and I have no reason to be upset at him, he eliminated me from the Royal Rumble. That is the reason why I want him in a star-studded battle at WrestleMania. How does that elicit and warrant any excitement at WrestleMania outside of it's Roman Reigns and CM Punk? At that point, I would rather wait until there's real story. Roman Reigns has a problem with Seth Rollins, as he should, because he tried to fucking kill him at the Royal Rumble. If there's one WrestleMania match that should be, it's Rollins and Reigns. If there was another WrestleMania match that made sense, it's Reigns and McIntyre. There's another WrestleMania match that made sense. It's Punk and Rollins. I don't know why Punk and Reigns have anything to do with each other. They haven't done anything together. Now, sure, it could lead to future matches and future tension and story. But right now, going into the biggest show of the year, you got nothing. Their excuse is, he eliminated me from the Royal Rumble. I want to fight him. No, that doesn't, no. That's not going to fly with me, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sad. That's weak. That is so weak. Punk did more in this segment by himself than they did collectively on Friday. I want my main event. I didn't get my main event. Are the powers that be going to pull it out from under me again? What's in this contract? Why aren't they there tonight? Why isn't this contract signing happening tonight? The favor, we got that still looming. He mentioned the Shield and the fact that he brought them into the company. Don't you think that should have been something that should have been told several weeks ago? Now we're just hearing about it 26 days out? I almost kind of get a sense that this is like a fucking troll job, man. This is basically 2/3 of the Shield without fucking Plumber Man over here. Dean Ambrose. Rollins, Reigns, and Punk. The guy who brought the Shield in to the WWE. Storyline. I thought this was great. This did more than what they all did, all three of them on Friday. We don't know how many more appearances Roman Reigns has after Friday. We don't know how many more appearances John Cena has after Monday. It's tough to book compelling television when half of the fucking guys you need to show up for television in their biggest matches of the entire show are not there. I don't know what they're waiting for. What are you waiting for? All of this dialogue should have happened on Friday. That segment should have been just as long as the John Cena Cody Rhodes segments that we got the last 2 weeks. Look at the story and the history that's there. We got nothing. We got an infomercial promo by Paul Heyman. Then the following week, we got an infomercial promo by Seth Rollins. I'm going to be in Bologna. I'm going to be in Bologna. And then they give me nothing but Bologna. Hopefully Friday, the dialogue. Enough of the brawling. We don't need any more brawls. These guys, their most dangerous weapons are their microphone skills. Use them. Next week on Raw in London, 3 p.m. start time. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. Cody Rhodes and John Cena will have a third, round 3 face-to-face. Gunther versus Jimmy Uso. And Logan Paul calls out AJ Styles, man. We are getting Logan Paul and AJ Styles 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Do you believe that? Could they not be bothered to show up on the show to create some intrigue? Man, if you need to sell me on something, holy shit. They got to do fucking their homework plus extra credit to get everybody invested. What the fuck is going on there? Kathy Kelly asked Bron Breakker before he walked through the curtain if he was worried that Penta might have help from the Judgment Day. Bron didn't seem too worried about it. He would retain the championship because the dogs are barking in Glasgow. Bron Breakker versus Penta main evented tonight. Intercontinental Championship on the line. They were having a good match. But unfortunately, the rumors are very true. We are getting multi-man mania, folks. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that is creatively fucking... I don't want to say Triple H has hit bankruptcy creatively, but it doesn't really help his cause when people want to fucking hype him up, and then we get multi-man mania. What are we doing here, bro? Are we doing WrestleMania 2000 all over again? Who asked for multi-man mania? I mean, there's now rumored to be, right now, from what I see from where I'm sitting, 4 multi-man matches at WrestleMania. What are we doing? I mean, if that doesn't speak to you as being fucking lazy, I don't know what does. If you enjoy that type of thing, God bless you, man. I enjoy story and conflict between wrestler A and wrestler B. I don't need fucking a smorgasbord of stories jammed into one just to get people on the show. Penta used the Hurricane Rana to send Bron Breakker into the ropes. Bron was supposed to be on one side of the ring, so he stumbled to the other side. Penta starts posing. Bron comes out of nowhere, hits a leaping clothesline off the apron, over the announce table. And we go into a commercial break with Dominic and Carlito just wandering out from the back. Bron and Penta back from the break, trading strikes back and forth. Penta hits a super kick, bulldog, backstabber, goes for cover, gets a 2 count. Bron blocked the Canadian Destroyer and hit a military press into a gutbuster. Goes for cover, gets a 2 count. Penta hit a super kick, enziguri, and used the Hurricane Rana to yank Bron off the middle rope. Penta followed with a flip dive and a Canadian Destroyer for a 2 count. Bron followed with a Frankensteiner for a near fall. Speaking of the Frankensteiner, one of the things I watched last night, not in full, just bits and pieces, was the 1993 SummerSlam with the Steiner brothers defending the tag team championships against the Heavenly Bodies. Dr. Tom Pritchard and Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey. You guys remember the Heavenly Bodies? I was a fan of the Heavenly Bodies, man. They were a great team. James E. Cornette managing them. It's a great look. Anyway, Bron set up for a spear. Dominic distracted the referee. Carlito tried to interfere, but Bron got so pissed off that he pulled him into the ring and speared him. Dominic then behind the referee's back because of what Bron just did, chop blocked Bron Breakker. Referee sees this. He turns around and he disqualifies and throws out the match. So Bron Breakker wins by disqualification. Bron Breakker went after Dom. Finn Balor is out there. He attacks with a chair. Balor seemed like he was pissed with Dominic, but he handed Dominic the chair. Dominic hits Bron with the chair, and then he hands it off to Penta, like they're passing around a fucking joint. Finn takes a puff, passes it to Dom. Dom takes a puff. He hands it to Penta. Penta doesn't know what to do with it. He's looking around. Should I do it? Should I not do it? And then he throws the chair into Dominic's face and super kicks the chair into Dominic's face. Obviously, Balor was upset because he never wanted Penta in the Judgment Day to begin with and realized that Dominic was making a mistake before Dom actually went and did it. So then he backed up Dom and took out Penta. So he took out Penta. He decked Penta with the chair and hit Braun with the chair. Balor laid out Penta with the coup de grace. And the show went off the air with all of the Judgment Day in unison. Balor, Dominic, and Carlito standing tall, with Michael Cole saying that they are looking to once again take over Monday Night Raw and assert their dominance on Monday night. That's the way Monday Night Raw went off the air. It looks like that they are okay for now. Clearly, Penta is getting a rematch. It needed to end this way so that they can warrant Penta getting a rematch, which they've teased already happening at WrestleMania. Bron Breakker and Penta will get a rematch, but it will not be one-on-one. It will be Balor and Dominic as well. They will get involved. They will be added to the match. Whatever their problems are, they will be added to Penta. Because Dominic has now made it apparent that he wanted Penta in the Judgment Day. Balor did not want Penta. They're all going to get involved. And the one thing that they all seek is the Intercontinental Championship. Again, I don't really care for a multi-man match. I would rather take a one-on-one match with Finn and Dom, and then Penta and Braun. This Fatal 4-Way could end up being great as well. I just, on top of everything that we've gotten already, I don't really care for it. I don't care to see it. That's only one. Then we got Rollins, Reigns, Punk. That's a triple threat match that's already been announced. Then we got Io, Rhea, and Bianca triple threat match. That's number 3. And then more than likely, we're getting a multi-man United States Championship match with Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, whoever else they want involved in that, Nakamura, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade. How many multi-man matches do we need at WrestleMania? It just speaks to me as being fucking lazy. I don't know, man. All in all, I thought Monday Night Raw was a good show. Much better than Friday. I thought Friday was fucking awful. They got back on track. They forwarded things going into WrestleMania. Some are interesting, some are not. Some are great, some are frustrating. I thought the Cena segment with Cody was really great. Again, they just need to give us a reason as to why he has aligned himself with Hollywood Rock, the final boss. He has not mentioned anything about The Rock yet. And everything else that happened on the show did very nicely to forward things. I am very pleased with what they did with Jay Uso and Jimmy Uso, bringing that mishap last week into storyline, making it into a story, involving Jimmy now, trying to get Jay on the same page. I thought they looked great together because they have not looked good individually. I honestly think Jimmy's looked better than Jay in the ring. Jay has not looked good. They are better together. They operate seamlessly together. That's exactly what they did tonight. But all in all, good show. And I appreciate you guys joining me here on the Monday Night Raw Post Show, right here on Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We got 870 likes. I would love to get that to 1,000 before we get out of here. Shout out to my Twitch family over on the Purple Snake. Shout out to my X family watching me live via X tonight. You guys are awesome. And here on YouTube, man, we got 2,600 people in here. Probably another 1,000 on X. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We're going to hang out in just a little bit with our cold beverages. Mine is ice cold. Tonight, podcast is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys go and get your free sample by using my promo code JD. at BlueChew.com. I don't want you guys to be like this season's WrestleMania build. Uninspired and soft. Or in fact, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I don't want you guys to be like the AEW fan base who cannot handle opinion. Soft. Blue Chew's made right here in the USA. Prepared and shipped directly to you in a very discreet package. It's all done online. No waiting in line at the doctor's office. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. No awkward conversations with the old lady in front of you. It's all done online. You're going to sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their online medical providers, and once you are approved, that's it, man. You're ready to go. You can use my code JD at BlueChew.com. Get your first month for free. All you need to do to finish your story is pay the $5 shipping and handling. That's BlueChew.com, code JD. And I want to thank them for once again sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. Super chats, let's get into them. Get into them. Michael Krause, good Monday, JD and OTS. Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. And how many of you guys like these early streams, man? I kind of miss the late streams, you know? I feel like it's more of a vibe, you know? Like after hours vibe. It's kind of weird going live at dinner time. Lauren with a $2 super chat. Why isn't Triple H letting Cena Cody? That is because we need our WWE champion to look strong going into WrestleMania. We cannot have him looking weak. He looked weak last year. He looked like a bitch last year. Can't do that this year. Cody's going to be fine. I do think that they need to have a promo battle face-to-face for sure. Yes. The John Wick of Spider Hunters. Nate TV with a $5 super chat. Is Cena ever going to talk about The Rock or continue to cut the same promo every week? This isn't LTB or long-term cooking. It's burning the house down. Nate, a little bit of patience, man. A little bit of patience. Riley Acree with a $4.99. That Grande Americano versus Dragon Lee match was Tony Khan's wet dream. Bro, Grande Americano is better than every luchador that Tony Khan has employed. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. No Seth or Roman or Drew, and a bland promo by Punk. Well, Drew McIntyre is Friday Night SmackDown. That's his new brand now. And Seth Rollins was not on the show. I don't know why we are missing talent 3 weeks before WrestleMania. I don't get it. I don't really understand it. Sidro, $5 super chat. I spray deodorant in my mouth. Now when I talk, I have a weird axe scent. You mean like me? When I say axe instead of ask? I trained to be a magician and failed. He failed his exam as a magician. He says they were all trick questions. I didn't know magicians had exams to take, bro. What would even be asked of a magician on a test? Black Wolf Inc. with a $10 super chat. The sole reason the WrestleMania build sucks this year is because we are clearly in a filler arc. WWE should have booked this tour after Mania, but putting Mania in late April was a very bad move. Well, you know what? They did that because Nick Khan wanted it. They did that because Nick Khan wanted it that way. Fuck your Easter with the family. We're going to give you WrestleMania in Las Vegas. Come party with us. And they're still 10,000 tickets short on each night, man. Did you see the prices for these tickets? No wonder they didn't fucking sell it out. It's not because people don't want to come. It's because people can't afford to come. I usually try to be an optimist, but I got to quote a wise man in New York. This shit sucks. I see why Vince did not book Manny in late April, and he was right. Baby Huey with a $4.99. This Cena promo was boring. Again, this WrestleMania season is boring AF. Yeah, I think the general consensus is, man, that right now it ain't hitting. I don't know what went wrong, what's going on, what the issue is. I don't know. It's tough. You know, Troy, you know, I can bet a lot of people have opted to spend the Easter weekend with their families instead of go to WrestleMania. I don't know why that is. That is definitely playing a factor into the ticket sales as well. Obviously, the ticket prices are number one, but time of the year that it falls on and the time of the month in April, man, that's a tough sell for people who find Easter holiday to be one of those things that they don't want to miss, you know? Baby Huey with a $1.99. All these multi-person matches. Is this the DEI WrestleMania? I don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think that they're tapped out creatively. They need a reset. SHX8392 with a $20 super chat. Can I just say EO looks delicious tonight? And I think Bianca going heel on the low. Yeah, I am all for heel Bianca, for sure. Like I said, all gloves are off, man. You turn Cena heel, that leaves it wide open for Bianca to do the same thing. No excuses anymore. Chris Leon with a 33 months. Hopefully, the WrestleMania build will start to pick up. Been very slow up to now. I agree, brother. I agree. Charles Evangelist with a $10 super chat was so disappointed when Rhodes came out. Someone please tell me where the fuck is R-Truth. Cena needs to beat the ever-living shit out of the Truth character for Nuclear Heat. Big up, OTS. Yeah, if they don't do that in the next 3 weeks, man, I will be very disappointed. Maybe that is going to be John Cena's first order of business when he wins the championship. I still think that Cena should win the championship at WrestleMania. Sidro, $5 super chat. What did the elephant ask the naked man? How do you breathe out of that thing? Did you hear about the guy who died of Manscaped OD? They couldn't close his casket. Well, that is just an awful visual now, ain't it? Thank you, Sidro. Zeno Zero with a $20 super chat. What's up, JD? Two things. Imagine Cena wins. Hopefully he does. And the first true heel move he does is bring back the spinner belt. Also, Jimmy smacked the dog shit out of Gunther. Someone needs to do that to Tony Khan. I would love to see that. But that means we'd have to get Tony Khan on television, and nobody wants to see him on television. Jerry Ramey with a $5 super chat. This is compelling enough. We may need only one Rock appearance. Cena Rhodes is compelling enough on its own. That may be exactly what they're thinking, bro. That may be exactly what they're thinking. Jerry Ramey also with a 43 months. Thank you, brother. This Cena Cody rivalry is good enough and so focused with a justified heel Cena that this feels like The Rock may only need one appearance. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Matthew Rowberry with a $20 super chat coming to us from the United Kingdom. Just got back from the show. Was way louder in the arena than it came across on TV. The crowd didn't stop singing Punk's song throughout the entire commercial. What a great experience. Love hearing your opinion. Keep being the off-the-script GOAT. Thank you, Matthew Roberry. You guys were okay. You guys were okay, man. You guys definitely peaked at the Cena and Cody stuff. For sure. Cornell Bryant with a 199. Has Sean Ross Sapp and Santy canceled Chad Gable yet? Why would Santy cancel Chad Gable? Does he not like the Gulf of America? I could see Sean Ross Sapp having a problem with that because he doesn't look like someone that voted for Trump, but I have no problem with it, man, because it's all for comedic effect. Connor Murphy with a $5 super chat. Rock beat up Cody last year in Chicago. SmackDown is in Chicago next week. First show back in the United States. Maybe we see Rock there. I hope so, brother. I hope so. Lauren Marie Hutton with a $2 super chat. Hope next week Cena will be provoked and attack Cody. Punk wants more than just a Mania spot. He wants the title. Yeah, we know he wants the title, but he ain't getting the title. You know, Cena did say that he's going to retire the title, to retire with the title. I mean, that's very CM Punk-like in the summer of Punk. Wouldn't it be funny that John Cena tries to retire with the championship and at Money in the Bank, the roles are reversed and Punk tries to stop Cena instead of Cena stopping Punk? There you go. Logan Misiak with a $2 super chat. That Lesnar-Cena brawl was goated back in 2012. Yes, that was good. Yes. Sidro with a $5 super chat. Paul turns on Roman at Mania and Triple Threat is no DQ. So he hands CM Punk a chair and Punk goes wild with the chair on both. Heel turn along with Heyman. Nah. Now, if Cena's going to stay heel, Punk needs to be babyface to take down John Cena. Furious Nation with a $9.99. What's up, JD? You were right when you said on Friday it's night and day comparing Raw and SmackDown. Raw is so much better than SmackDown. Honestly, feel like Triple H is more Raw and Road Dogg is easily more SmackDown. Yeah, they are. The shows come off as if they are two completely different writing teams. Also with a $1.99, El Grande Americano versus, or is greater than Hologram. Yes, he is. He is. My Corona with a $4.99. Why don't I get hard? Why don't I shoot ropes? Blue Chew. Long-term erections. Interesting. Should hit them up. Maybe that could be their new slogan. Hollywood Guy with a $5 super chat. Where are the Wyatts? They are becoming irrelevant. And that is horrible. I don't know. You know what? Hollywood Guy, I don't even give a shit. Don't care. SHX with a 5. I like this early stream, honestly. I can play Assassin's Creed Shadows early. I heard so many bad things about that game, it's not even funny. Furious Nation with a $4.99. Also, congrats to Ray Phoenix officially signing with the WWE. Thoughts on him going to SmackDown according to reports. Happy birthday to The Undertaker. Happy birthday, Mark Calloway. Love The Undertaker. Mog with a $2 super chat coming to us from Canada. Thank you, brother. Ali with a 5. Hey, JD, what was that song that was playing at the beginning when you started reading super chats? I like that song. Red Skies? It's mostly Stryker. Just look up their album Ultra Power. Dominic A. Turner with a $1.99. WWE fucked Punk out of his championship Mania moment. They did. They did. Now, with a $4.99. How would you fix the women's mid-card titles? OTS for life. I would have never created them. Stu Sexton with 60 months. What's up, JD? Great reviews. Always looking forward to Cena Cody. Will be good to see Penta with singles gold. OTS for life. Thank you, Stu. Loves 60 months is Stu Sexton. That's amazing. Truly amazing. And one final super chat here from Ryan Armstrong with a 5. What about the tag titles? Are the War Raiders and Street Profits not defending them at WrestleMania 41? If so, both most likely will be multi-team matches. Bro, I hope to fucking God not, man. That would be awful. That would be awful, bro. We don't need any more multi-man matches. We have enough. Holy shit. Anyway, guys, I'm about to get out of here, man. Appreciate you, as always, for stopping by on this happy hour stream tonight on Monday night. I'll let you guys know what I'm doing next week. I may actually go live at normal time tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, next Monday. Tomorrow I'll be with the Solid Monster live normal time at 8:30. Until then, guys, thank you for a great stream. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Go check out the stuff on the second channel. Plenty of stuff going on over there. And like I said, tomorrow night, episode 88 of Tuesday Night Titans with the one and only, the Solid Monster, right here on Off the Script. Until then, guys, I will see you tomorrow for TNT. See you guys later.